Here's everything you missed while you were sleeping. So, protests continued nationwide with student walkouts and community events to protest Trump's mass deportation operations. El Salvador and the United States discuss outsourcing incarcerated people to El Salvador's dangerous prisons. Rubio says that El Salvador offers to accept deportees from the United States of any nationality, including Americans. Trump, Canada, and Mexico agreed to a 30-day pause of tariffs. China hits the United States with retaliatory tariffs. It will also investigate Google for antitrust violation. Trump orders the creation of a U.S. sovereign wealth fund and says it could own part of TikTok. District Attorney Jackie Johnson, the woman who tried to shield Ahmaud Arbery's killers, was acquitted on one charge. The felony charge still remains. Elon Musk is going over after the IRS direct file service that allows Americans to file their taxes for free. Sam Altman, in an attempt to compete with DeepSeek, is giving away some of OpenAI's technology for free. February may bring a powerful winter storm to the Northeast. Tom Homan floats the idea of arresting government officials who don't cooperate with mass deportation efforts. The Trump administration's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau will not defend Biden administration's policies in court. Restrictions on corporations are expected to ease. Netanyahu's visit to D.C. to be met with protests. The OMG girls will receive a multi-million-dollar settlement and punitive damages from toy maker MGA over the OMG dolls, and that's everything you missed while you were asleep.
The U.S. Attorney's Office has issued all of us a strong warning. Do not try to stop Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency or else. The Justice Department made it clear that anyone getting in the way will face severe legal consequences. This statement came right before the White House confirmed that Elon Musk is now a special government employee under Trump's administration. That means he has official power even though no one voted for him. Trump created DOGE with an executive order, turning many federal agencies into Elon's personal playground. This new department has access to tons of unclassified government records, sensitive personal information, software, and IT systems. But that's not all. Musk's team has already gotten into the Treasury Department's HR systems. That means they now have personal data on thousands of federal workers. Even worse, Elon has locked longtime government employees out of their own systems. Meanwhile, Trump is cheering Musk on, bragging about how he's cutting costs and making the government more efficient. So now, Elon, a billionaire with zero government experience, has been handed the keys to important federal systems. And anyone who questions it, well, they're being warned to stay out of his way or face the full weight of the U.S. Attorney's Office. This isn't a coup, it's a handover. They're not fighting Musk for control, they're giving it to him.
Your After the Club Waffle House meal is about to get way more expensive. Waffle House told consumers to expect a 50-cent surcharge to all egg dishes due to soaring prices. And sadly, Waffle House isn't the only place being hit by these soaring prices. A dozen eggs cost over $5 in some places, nearly double what they cost a year ago. But while officials blame the rise on the bird flu, some are questioning whether corporate greed is really the cause. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, egg prices started rising in November just after Donald Trump won the presidency. In February 2024, a dozen eggs cost a little over $3.50. By November, the price went up to $3.65 and then jumped to $4.15 in December. Now in January, they've soared to $5.29 per dozen. Egg companies claim that the highly infectious bird flu has devastated the chicken population, reducing egg supplies. More than 13 million hens have been lost or slaughtered since December, according to the Agricultural Department. But some lawmakers and analysts aren't convinced that bird flu alone is responsible for these skyrocketing prices. New York Attorney General Letitia James is warning businesses against price gouging, saying, quote, "The bird flu is affecting poultry farms and causing a national shortage, but this should not be an excuse for businesses to dramatically raise prices," end quote. Meanwhile, major egg producer like Cal-Maine Foods is raking in record profits. The company's earnings in 2023 show a staggering 718% year-over-year profit increase, pulling in $333 million last quarter, and their stock soared 9% early trading, adding $200 million in market value. So politically, these prices are going to spell trouble for Trump because he campaigned on lowering the grocery prices, and his White House press secretary is attempting to shift the blame back to Biden, arguing that egg prices also rose under his administration. But something is missing from this entire debate. A real answer as to why egg prices have skyrocketed when companies like Cal-Maine, whose hens haven't even been affected by bird flu, are making record profits. So is this really about a supply shortage, or is this another case of corporations cashing in while working class people struggle to afford basic groceries? Okay, here's everything we missed while we were on the clock. So at least 10 people in Sweden were killed after an attack at an adult educational facility. A recall over Walmart sold broccoli has been escalated to Class 1, which is the highest threat level. Consumers are warned to discard the food products immediately. China retaliates against Trump's tariffs, imposing new restrictions on U.S. imports and opening up antitrust investigations. Over 1,000 employees at the Environmental Protection Agency have been informed that they could be dismissed immediately. The U.S. begins transferring undocumented immigrants clearance to Guantanamo Bay, its infamous torture facility. A Senate panel advances RFK Jr.'s nomination as health secretary. Tulsi Gabbard, who's Trump's pick to oversee U.S. spy agencies, clears a Senate committee. Trump administration is sued over an order that is banning healthcare for transgender minors. Federal employee unions sue over access to sensitive records under the Trump administration. The Trump administration orders a halt to trans health and research programs. Civil rights groups sue Trump to block his anti-diversity executive orders. The U.S. Treasury is sued over Department of Government Efficiency's access to sensitive financial records. A Temple University student was arrested for impersonating an ICE officer. CBS News submits records of Kamala Harris's 60-minute interview to the FCC. A Jacksonville man is suing the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and some officers after a canine was ordered to bite him during a 2023 traffic stop. FBI agents file a class action suit against Trump's Justice Department over alleged retribution for Jan 6 and Mar-a-Lago investigations. Students at Garfield High School in East LA walk out and are marching, demanding an end to attacks, no deportations, and legalization for all. So that's everything you missed while we were on the clock. On day 4 of Black History Month, we are giving people their flowers as they are still alive. So we are going to celebrate a young revolutionary, Michael Sampson II. Michael Sampson II is a powerful force in the fight for justice and liberation. A Jacksonville, Florida native, Sampson has dedicated his entire life to organizing against racial and political injustices. As a co-founder of Dream Defenders, he helped launch the movement demanding justice for Trayvon Martin, pushing to hold killer George Zimmerman accountable for his actions. But his work did not even stop there. Sampson also co-founded the Jacksonville Community Action Committee, or JCAC for short, and serves as its executive director. Under his leadership, the JCAC has organized major protests and rallies, including calls to convict Derek Chauvin, the police officer who murdered George Floyd. Sampson helped lead the largest march in Jacksonville civil rights history, with 10,000 taking the streets to demand justice and accountability. He's also been a leading voice against Florida's anti-protest bill HB1, a law designed to suppress protests and silence activists. Beyond Florida, Michael Sampson serves as the co-chair of the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression, advocating for community control of the police and self-determination. His activism also extends to issues of tuition equity, immigrant rights, removing white supremacist monuments, reproductive rights, and standing in solidarity with movements in Palestine. Sampson believes in the power of collective action. Whether leading protests, hosting webinars, or challenging unjust policies, he remains committed to the belief that people have a democratic right to control the institutions that affect their everyday lives. Michael Sampson's work is a reminder that Black history is being made every day. His fight for justice is not just a story of the past. It's a story of everyday working people that are fighting right here in the present. So today we honor Michael Sampson II. Stay tuned to see who we honor tomorrow.